It is week 7 of Season of the Witch, and that means we can finally complete the newest seasonal seal and earn the Haruspex title. There are a total of 10 triumphs to complete, and I'm going to run through each one so you can complete them more quickly and equip this new title. Each triumph will be timestamped in the description below so you can jump to any specific one that you need. And we'll start briefly with the first triumph, the Bladed Path, requiring you to complete the seasonal story that was time-gated through the first 7 weeks of the season, but now that it is unlocked, you can play through the whole story in one go and complete the triumph. Next, we have the 2 Arcana triumphs. Cartomancer requires you to complete all 12 major Arcana cards at the Deck of Whispers in the Athenaeum. The opaque cards that will turn into major Arcana will be obtained from progressing the seasonal questline. Simply head to the Lectern of Divination, turn it in, and you will see a short quest appear in your quest log. Complete each quest and return to the Lectern for all 12 cards. Some of the major Arcana cards will also drop after completing some of the earlier ones. As for Arcane Collector, you need to identify 22 out of the 43 minor Arcana cards. These can be collected in multiple ways, from completing ritual and seasonal activities to collecting them in the Savathun Spire activity. And there's even one hidden behind the Lectern in the Athenaeum. The next 3 triumphs are all tied to Savathun Spire. Light and Magic requires you to defeat all 3 bosses at the end of the activity. The third and final boss was time-gated earlier on in the season, but now all 3 bosses are available to defeat, so you should have no trouble completing this one. Mirror Mirror requires you to solve the mystery of the Hive Rune Labyrinth in Savathun Spire. After the second encounter, you will have to go through 3 different portals to get to the final boss room. All you have to do to complete this triumph is make sure you go through the portals matching the symbols you see in the first portal room. The symbols for the second and third portal will always match the first one. To complete Uncovered Truths, you need to find 4 out of the 6 hidden chests in Savathun Spire. There are 2 each week. As of recording, it is week 7, and that is the equivalent to the week 1 hidden chests. If you have already completed this, go ahead and skip straight to the next chapter. Week 1 and week 3 require you to hit some elemental runes in order to make the chests appear. Just make sure you're using a weapon with the matching element. The week 2 hidden chests are in 2 different locations that will obviously only spawn in the second rotational week. The first one is after the first encounter. Head to the staircase on the right and the chest will appear. The door will then close and an invincible knight will spawn. After a short time he will despawn and the door will open again. The second chest is located after the second encounter. Once you reach the elevator section, head to this location and there will be a deep sight that you can activate. This will show you some platforms that you can take over to the railings that you'll be able to pass through, and the chest will be right there. Drawn Blades requires you to defeat 600 enemies using any of the 6 new seasonal weapons, or any of the 4 recovered Red War weapons. Tithebringer requires you to complete Altars of Summoning encounters with bonus progress depending on the tier of the offering you deposit. This should complete naturally as you progress through the seasonal story. May You Never Cease requires you to complete 2 tests in the Imbaru Engine. The Imbaru Engine first unlocks in week 5 of the seasonal story, where you will obtain the first minor arcana to unlock the first test, the Test of Cunning. Once you progress to the week 6 seasonal story, you can collect the minor arcana card found right before the final boss encounter in Savathun Spire as shown on the screen. Collect this card and head back to the lectern to unlock the next test. If you want to try it yourself first, go ahead and skip straight to the next chapter, otherwise we'll run through it briefly now. To complete the first test, you need to open the chests matching this hive symbol in order to progress. There are 3 sets of chests that you need to open. The spawn location of the symbols matching the chests will be random, so you just have to be careful when looking since some of them are hidden away. Don't worry about opening the wrong chest, you can simply just continue until you have opened the correct ones. Once you have completed this test, head to the door right behind where the first 2 chests spawn to head to the next section. It would be worth noting that if you're doing this during the Season 5 storyline, you won't have access to this next section until you have collected the relevant minor Arcana card as mentioned earlier. The second test is also simple. Activate the deep sight and it will lead you to the first enemy that you need to defeat. Then look at the arrows on the ground where the knight was and it will point you towards the next enemy you need to defeat. Once you go through the wall and defeat the first cursed thrall, you only need to get every second one, so skip one each time. If you hit the wrong one, you will have to restart this test from the beginning. Keep hitting every other enemy all the way to the end and you will have completed both tests and your triumph. And finally, to complete Resplendent Ritual, you only need to reset your seasonal vendor rank with the Ritual Table Vendor. Doing the seasonal activities and completing your daily bounties as you progress through the seasonal story, you'll find yourself getting a lot of rep and resetting your rank in no time. Hopefully you enjoyed this short guide on the latest seasonal title Haruspex and you found it helpful. If you did, a like would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.